guys.
This is Damo.
From Iron Man.
And you're watching.
Tales from the
Stay tuned.
Next up from Sweden, a new wave of metal with an old school sound. 3 great albums and a smashing EP. What do you got to say about them?
They're so fucking metal, they'll kick you in the fucking nuts.
There you go. Your mom should like that.
We actually started as another band called Satanic Slaughter, but the guy who has the right to the name quitted, and yeah, we have to form another band called Witchery.
I don't think we ever set out to be old school. We just like that kind of music. So it comes really natural. If you write songs, you're gonna write songs about, you know, something sounds like stuff that we like, and stuff that we like happen to be old stuff.
Yeah, so that's why it sounds like old school.
I write all the lyrics and maybe 90% of the music.
I mean, I think we mix it up a little bit. We mix up a little bit of everything. We're not like just a complete thrash band. There's so much more. I mean, it's everything from it's like especially like the early '80s, you know, like everything except Judas Priest, stuff like that. And then you have like the late '80s stuff like Slayer and Dark Angel and Neon Destruction and all that. So it's like a little bit of everything that we like.
Yeah.
And even like all the '70s stuff that we like. It's all in there a little bit.
Now, Charlie, you've been called like the hardest working bass player, and
yeah, or one of the worst sluts. Also, any which way you want to look at it.
Witchery is just short horror novels, you know. If you've seen Evil Dead 1, 2, and 3, you could write a lyric like that.
There's like cool words, just like cool metal lyrics. It could be anything, just like anything that deals with like when the last album, Dead Out and Ready. I mean, the first song is about, it's about dead people. The other one, you know, it's like the second one is about dead people. The third one is about dead people. The fourth one, though, is about people who are about to die. So there's a little, we like to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, progress, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, this next artist coming up. He's one of the premier rock metal vocalists of all time. He's influenced many frontmen, many singers, myself included. His voice can be heard on Early Rainbow, Latter-day Sabbath, and then eventually his solo project, and he's still carrying on with that right now. Someone that, to me, I saw him play in San Francisco years ago on the Holy Diver Tour, and I remember seeing him live, and he's got amazing stage presence, and I love how his voice is so large, and his presence is so large, and just I even stole some of his walking moves from him on stage when he takes these large steps, and I learned that from him on stage as far as moving around and taking large steps, being a small man myself. Not saying that he's small, but in the rock world, metal world, he's huge and he's a giant, and I respect him very much. Stay tuned for him right now.
Sing me a song, you're a singer. Do me wrong, you're a bringer of evil. And it goes on and on and on. It's hell in hell.
Well, I've never really been much of a religious kind of person. I was brought up a Catholic and, you know, forced the way a lot of young kids are to go to church. The Catholic Church teaches by fear. Fear that you won't go to heaven and the fear that you will go to hell. And so I early on came to the realization that God and the devil reside in each of us as people, and that this is heaven and this is hell where we live now. At least those are my feelings. That's my religion. Because, you know, I mean, there are people who need to believe in the Bible, and they need to believe in their religious things, and it's cool. I mean, I think I'm not a bigot when it comes to that at all. Let me put it this way. If there is a God, he's not a very nice guy, or a nice woman, or a nice dog, or a nice cat. He's not that, because when I see the suffering that goes on in this world, I can't deal with it. I just can't deal with it. People pray, and they pray, and they pray, and they pray. And you know, and some people go, yeah, he answered my prayer. Yeah, coincidentally, he answered your prayer. But what about all the people, what about the millions of prayers that are said every day that never come true, and people die in front of you? To me, that's not the kind of God that I want to follow. So that's just my attitude about religion. You know, and again, I don't feel that anyone who has a different attitude than me is wrong. But it was good to have a moral upbringing that way. There's nothing wrong with being brought up a Catholic or a Protestant or a Buddhist or a Taoist or you know, a Jew, whatever, because you get good moral values from that kind of upbringing. But if you swallow it wholeheartedly, then I think that I think you just become a sheep. I think the classic bands are now being once again embraced by more people. And I think that's because the music was always more carefully crafted and honed. I think the musicians were much better because they had other musicians that they wanted to emulate, like ourselves. I mean, people like Zeppelin or Purple or you know, the great musicians are, you know, are what we always considered ourselves to be. And then I think music took this right turn or left turn, whichever way it went. And, you know, everyone could play guitars, and all you had to do was tune your guitar down 17 steps, and, you know, and everything was real cool, and you didn't have to sing anymore. You could kind of grunt and groan and throw up and vomit here and there, you know. And so it became something totally different, and metal music became compartmentalized. It became speed metal, thrash metal, death metal, cheeseburger metal, whatever. So, you know, as far as fitting into what goes on today, I mean, I think we fit in because we're good at what we do, but I don't think that we fill a generational gap at all, just as those who are playing music in this generation are going to find that in 5 years' time that they're going to be looked upon as old farts too. They're going to be old dinosaurs and, oh, don't like Smashing Pumpkins anymore, they're getting a bit old. So it happens that way, you know, and that's just the way of the world, and I understand that, and that's the way it should be. So we're not trying to fill a gap or fit into this generation's music. That's for them to do, and I hope it works for them. So we always do the one thing that we do best, and I think that's play good music and make good music. We make music for ourselves, of course, but at the end of the day, you know, you're making it for the people who got you there, who put you there.